But long story short, when your children have knowledge and nobody's invested for them, meaning they go out in the world and they got all this skill, but they have no capital base, they're stuck there as well. They're open to exploitation because what happens is someone sees that knowledge and they see that skill, like they see you with that bachelor's degree, that master's degree, or that skill set, and they hire you. So they pay you this much, but they're making this much from your labor because you don't have the capital base to truly extract the wealth out of your skill set. So this is why investment is very important. So here's what I do for my kids. Look, the average car note in America is over $500 a month. If you love your children more than you love your car, then you will invest $500 a month for the babies too. I'm not saying you can't have the car. I never told you this. I do not believe in a scarcity mindset when it comes to wealth. There's money everywhere. There's money out here for all of us. Your blessing, your financial gifts are out there. You got to just go get them. So I'm not here. I'm not going to tell you to take nothing out your budget. I'm just here to get you to add something in. I'm here to get you to add you to your budget, add your children to your budget, pay you first, pay the babies first, take care of them first. So if you do that $500 a month, we have the 5-year pledge. In 5 years, that's roughly $38,000 based on the returns of the S&P 500. By the time that child is 25 or 30 years old, they've got hundreds of thousands of dollars. Hundreds of thousands of dollars. So if this poor kid in that video I showed you, who got laid off from his job at CBS, had a parent that knew that had some type of knowledge of these things that we're talking about and loved him enough to make a plan for him, he would have $500,000 in the bank. And a kid with $500,000 in the bank isn't going to be on the internet crying because CBS let him go. In fact, he probably would have quit the job long ago so that he could be the beneficiary of his talent. He could actually put himself in the position of being an actual boss instead of always looking for a boss. There are people that look for a boss and people that want to be the boss. And I saw my good friend Ice Cube speaking just this morning. I'm always taking in information, and I like him. When I told you sometimes you meet celebrities that are. I grew up on his music and everything, and I didn't know what kind of guy he was, but I like the guy. He's a great guy. We relate a lot. Me and he and I are very similar. We're about the same age and all that. And he said something in an interview that I really liked. He said that everybody's looking for a check. He said, but bosses cut checks. They don't look for checks. They cut the check. And then they because they know that they're going to get their payday later on down the line. So when you're positioned to be a boss, which means you have a capital base and you have knowledge, KID, remember knowledge, investment, discipline, then then you're in a position of tremendous power, and you're writing the checks because you know that your payday is going to come at the end and it's going to be massive. It's going to be extraordinary. It's going to be something that's far bigger than what a regular person can expect. So I'm not saying everybody on earth should be an entrepreneur, but I am saying that every black person in America, just for mere survival, should have entrepreneurial skill sets that will allow them to survive in case the economic gods of America decide that they don't like them anymore. Right. And so that to me is a better plan than simply waiting around to be somebody's victim. Okay. So anyway, the KID model, let me finish that. Knowledge, investment, discipline. The D on discipline is really important. We've talked about discipline in terms of choices, right? Especially with young men. I talked to my son, and one thing he convinced me to do is to have a men's conference for on investing in wealth and money. And I said that's a great idea. So we're going to do something. It's going to be men only, right?